Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Dion and this is Chapstick Sugar Cookie Scented and Flavored. I'm excited for today's look because we are using, only for the third time, which seems like a long time because I've had this palette for a while and it was gifted to me by one of my official troll kin, and it is the classic autumn palette from Dede Signature, and it comes with the sleeve, which I kept because it's very slim. It fits right in here. It doesn't take up any extra space. It is not bulky at all. So this is what the palette looks like on the inside. And I do have tape over mushroom because it just kept growing. It was everywhere. So I did plan out a look, and it turns out that if we do everything that we planned, we will have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades out of this 12 pan palette, excuse me. So we're going to be doing a lot of things, and it's just ironic because I usually do a lot of things, and then there's looks when I do like 3 shadows and I'm like, who am I? So I'm gonna tell you what's on my face, then we're going to prime the eye, do the intro, and then jump into the look. There will be timestamps if you want to skip around. Of course, I would love for you to stay and hang out. We switched up our primer foundation today. We have on the Milk Hydro Grip Face Primer, which is almost done. Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. The shade I wear is 4 and 2. We did not put on concealer. Set the face as usual. Fashion Fair Set Loose Powder and Truly Tawny. For bronzer, we used, gifted to me by Grace, Matte Bronzer in Dark. And for blush, I used MAC Blush Baby. This was free gift with purchase at the store. MAC Highlighter. This shade is Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish, it says. And so that's this glow up here. This I found at, I think, Marshall's or somewhere like that. And it was very inexpensive. And I'm like, I'll try it. And you know what? I'm glad that I did. It looks really nice on me. And then we put a little under eye and a little all over the face. Radiant Light from House, that is not House Labs. Yo, I'm waiting for a Sephora sale because there's some stuff in my cart. And I do want to get another one of the Fashion Fair Set Loose Truly Tawny, let me slow down, because this is almost done and I just opened this in February. And I do have one backup, but I'm going through them quicker than I thought, and so I need to get at least one more. So that's everything that's on the face. Fenty Brow Pencil, which I always, not always, but usually forget to mention because I just always use that. I do have eyeliner for upper lash line pulled out. We also sprayed the face with the Scandinavia, the makeup finishing spray, excuse me, and the bridal formula. So that is everything that's on my face, and you saw me apply the chapstick. I feel like I said that already. Using our same and only eyeshadow primer and the intro. Again, my name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of hiccups. The crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self, however your authentic self is, and to just own it and rock it and not be embarrassed or ashamed because of how you are or who you are. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. As you're watching beauty related content, try not to feel you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or even a certain technique. Use whatever you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Brand, tools matter to an extent, but there's, you figure out what you like best for you depending on the formula of whatever it is you're using. But try not to feel like you need to use the exact thing that the people in the videos are telling you that you have to get and you have to use, because they're not buying it for you. So, get what you want to get and use it however you want to use it. The bottom line here at the Crazy Troll Nation is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, y'all, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but there are 2 things I do need to let you know, but I feel like I'm forgetting something between what I need to let you know and the intro. I do curse sometimes in videos because I curse sometimes, period. And there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches, and you saw that it already made an appearance when I was just saying hello to you. So that is everything. I believe I said everything. So here we are. I do have one ready to open because this one is going on extremely dry, which is what happens when I start scraping. And even though you see that there's product at the bottom and at the top, it's very dry. So even when I take the stopper out, which I vowed after doing it once never to do again, because it was just very dry and it was going on patchy and it was harder to blend out my eyeshadow. So I said I will never take out the stopper again. So let's get into this gorgeous palette. So we are going to take apricot or apricot, and it's plural, so there's an S on the word, and we're going to put that on the first portion of our lid. And I'm trying to think if I've done this look before, and I should have looked at my calendar to see first. And so I don't know. I really just don't know. I am trying to make it a point, excuse me for yelling, to not take my lid shades up so high. And I used to just take them to here, like just above the crease, like how you can just barely see it. But somewhere along the line, I started taking them further up, and I like that look too. But we have shades we're gonna put in this area, in the typical transition area. And so I need to leave space for that. And so I'm just taking conscious effort, because usually I just be like, and sometimes a couple recent ones I did, which you won't see soon. Today is May 21st, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I took that up too far. Like, it just happens. Like, it became a habit, and so it's taking me conscious effort to not go up that far. And so this is where we're going to keep it. And I wish Hourglass had like a another number 3 brush, but maybe like a 2.5, where it's not as wide and it's just a tad longer, because I like how the Fenty 230s work. They're not as dense as this one. They're a little longer and a little bit softer. These are soft too, but as far as application, the way it picks up shadows is just different. And I've been trying to find brushes with that shape, the Fenty one, and I'm not able to do it. So I don't know, and I don't want to keep repurchasing them, because once they stain, and so I don't want to keep purchasing more of the Fenty ones because of the staining. Now we're going to take Figs, which is this shade here, and this is going to go in the center of the lid. And I do really like that brush though, and I still do use them. I've had them for years, and the staining is just an aesthetic thing, because I look at it and I'm like, ugh. But then the ones that are stained, I use those with darker shadows so that all of them won't end up stained. And so I work with them, and I really like how they function, so it's not an issue at all. I just wish that they just looked unstained, you know what I'm saying? So this is where this is going to go, and we're going to sweep back and forth over where the two shades meet. This looks kind of sunsetty. That's pretty. So just get our shape up here. Yeah. And I'm going to put this on the other portion of the lid. I do have videos I want to talk about some things. I just need to be in the mood and not be like in a cranky mood, because I don't want it to come off like I'm like fussing at people. But it is heated topics though. I will say that it is controversial topics. And so I'm not procrastinating. I just need to have my mind right to just like say what I want to say and not be like, you know. And I'm still taking extra antihistamines, which has me like in and out of sleep, in and out of dazes. And yeah, so I just need to have my mind right and not be wired on Mountain Dew. But I'm excited though to do those videos. I'm excited for what the comments will be. I'm thinking if I want to do it as a live stream, but then I'm kind of not, because I want to just say it. And with live streams, and I will pat myself on the back, I think I am pretty good at reading comments, responding to comments, and still getting back on topic with what I'm doing in the video as far as eyeshadow looks. And that is a skill, because when I first did lives, I would be like, what was I saying? And sometimes I still do, but it doesn't take me long to get that train of thought back as it did before. And so, because I do want to address people who are watching and commenting, because that's the point of the live stream, right, is interaction. And so I want to just maintain that. And if I did the first topic I want to do, if I did that as a live stream, it would be extremely long because I know I would get comments and thoughts and addressing those. And even though I have bullet points, to discuss, it would still, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Trust me when I say it's a lot. Now we're going to take, because it's very controversial, now we're going to take eggplant, this shade here, on the outer portion of the lid. Why did I just now realize that there's not a pink shimmer in here? So you have like the green, you have a green shimmer, and this is kind of like a mustardy, muddy type green. So you have two green mattes and a green shimmer. You have a yellow matte and like an orange yellow, gold shimmer. This matte and that one. And you have a silver shimmer and a black. I just now honestly realized there's not a purple shimmer. I wish that they were I wish it was instead of this one. Wow, like I really just realized that. So this is one of the Fenty 230s, and I didn't tap it in yet, and you see it's just stained. So I use it when I'm using darker shadows, because then it doesn't matter. And versus staining the unstained brushes. So we're just going to put this here in the outer corner, and this is a softer, well, the hourglass brushes are soft too. This just picks up different. The bristles are not as densely packed. That's probably the better way to say it. And it may just be because it's longer, I'm not sure. But I do really like this brush. I just have to check to see, excuse me, which one I'm picking up, if it's a darker shade. But I got my Amazon order today. I ordered a case for my phone. I ordered a case for my new tablet, and the tablet has a stylus holder, and I overlooked that it didn't include the stylus, because it tells you, it has the thing, you hold your stylus or you won't lose your pen, blah blah blah. And I just overlooked that it did not say does or does not include a stylus, because some tablet holders will say stylus, excuse me, not included, but it does show it, I believe, in the picture. And so I think I was just looking at that. Even though I do read what stuff is, I overlooked it. And so when I put the tablet in the case, I was like, where's the stylus? And so I'm looking in the bag, and I'm like, wait a minute. So then I went back on Amazon, and it's like, it doesn't say it's included, but it also doesn't say it's not included. So now I have to go back and order a stylus. And I was thinking the price was really cheap. It was like $12.99. And I was thinking that's really cheap, because other ones that did have a stylus, they were like 30 something, whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is cheap for 13 bucks. And so I got it, and I need to now order a stylus for it, because I'm playing Mahjong again, which I love. And I had to start all over, because it wasn't a way. This is a pretty sunsetty look. I'm waiting. I know. Tanya, your descriptions, they always make me smile, because she is dead on with how she describes things. And so I know I have the feeling she will say or be like, yeah, that is sunsetty. Like, this is pretty. These shadows. And it's the shimmers, I'm going to say. Even though I'm not all about shimmer, high shine, the mattes do go on well for this palette. In the skewers, some of the mattes were kind of patchy, but all of these shimmers work really well. This one was a mess. That's why it's tape over it. Excuse me. But if these were just, if these three and this one, and even not that one necessarily, but these are like really nice. And they go on really smooth. Like there's not any added texture. Let me keep going. So now we're going to, not that brush, we're going to take, oh yeah, this brush, because we're doing our transition shades. So we're going to take Pumpkin, which is this shade here, with a tapered Scott Barnes number 62 brush, which is no longer sold. Just a tapered brush so that we can just tap it right where we want it, like halfway over. And it being tapered, we can just use the tip of the brush. So that is that. And it's one of those shades that shows up on me, but it doesn't. Like, you can tell it's not as bright as up here where just the primer is, but it's not super noticeable. And I do like shades like this for this right here, or even buffing out lower lash line, because it's there, not there, but it is a difference. Once I put it on, the before and after, it is a difference. If I hadn't said anything, it may not have been noticeable, but because I did, it's like, oh yeah. Well, I think I might be delusional. So now we're going to take a clean one and we're going to go into Beats. This right here. Oh my gosh, why did I just think of that comedian Samuel J. Conroe, I think is his name. He said that somebody told him they was going to teach him how to beatbox. And this was like an old skit that he did. So this is Beats. And he said, I'm going to teach you how to beatbox. And he was like, okay, this is what you do. You just say boots and cats. So then he was going boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. And I was like, this dude, he cracks me up. He is hilarious. He is here on YouTube and he does shows too. And I believe he does post on YouTube like where his show is going to be and when. And I did get to see him live in, I think it was either Philadelphia or Maryland years ago. A friend of mine at the time had told me about him. And she's like, hey, you want to come to the show with us? And I'm like, who's this dude? But I was like, sure. So I looked him up. And I'm like, oh, wow, this would be nice. And it was a good show, y'all. It was a good show. And we took pictures afterwards because they go out to the audience. Well, when they, like after you leave, you're in the lobby and there's like an area like blocked off with like a rope thing. And of course, like a thing in the back. And that's where you can go and just be like, hey, can I take a picture? And he was like, sure. So you just kind of line up to take pictures with him. And he was really friendly, which you need to be if you're going to be in the entertainment industry. But he was real cool. And I was just like, and that's not even where I saw him do the boots and cats. I saw that on YouTube. And he does shorts and he also does, I think it's remixes. We're going back to the first brush that had pumpkin. I think they do remixes because it'll be a short that'll be like 30 seconds from like his 5-minute video. You know what I'm saying? I've never tried remixing. And I'm wondering, like, is it really necessary? Because I would think we want people to watch our long form content, but people are different. Oh, lower lash line. We have a matte color excess gel pencil eyeliner, and the shade is Pool Shark. And this is the color of it right here. That's on our lower lash line and on our upper and lower inner rims. And so we're going to take Squash, this shade here, and that's going to go on the first portion of our lower lash line. And let me use the mirror and the palette. So that's going to go right here. Like, look at these shimmers are really nice. What I need to do, but what I'm thinking to do is do a beauty face off these shadows against Lethal Cosmetics, because y'all know Lethal be knocking stuff out the box. They're shimmers, they're metallics, they're dual-chromes. And none of these in here are dual-chrome or multi-chrome. But you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a beauty face-off. This palette is no longer available. And so if you like these shades, or when I do the beauty face-off, if you like the look, you can just try and dupe it with what you have, or just get the Lethal shades. And they do have really good sales from time to time. So now we're going to take Pears, which is this shade here. And we're going to put that sort of like in the center. We're overlapping the first shade, so we're kind of putting that just in the middle. And so this is another shade that really doesn't show up much. This would be good for just buffing out lower lash line altogether, to be honest with you, because I don't really see it doing too much. It looks like it's blowing it down a little bit, but not a lot. But we are going to blow it down later, either with this shade or with Pumpkin. So actually, put that brush away that had beats on it. So now we're going to take Kiwi, this shade here, and that's going to go on the outer portion of our lower lash line. So we're going to start on the outside. Oh, that was really thick. Oh shit. Something told me start from the inside, and I'm like, no, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And it is, it looks good. It looks good. I was just like, oh. This palette is a nice palette, and it's weird because it doesn't call to me like to use it. And maybe I'm just turned off by Mushroom, but I did put tape over it so that it doesn't keep growing. But it's just something about it where it doesn't call to me. But then when I use it, like, you see this, right? You see this, like, the look is bomb. But I really don't know what it is. And even though it's not dark and murky or smoky, it can be. These two shades, the mustards, you got the black over here. Well, not really this shade, but you can get grunge out of here. These two shades with these two and this one and that and the black. So you can. And I need to look through my gallery and see what I got in there. So we're going to go back with the brush that had, we're going to put a little bit more pumpkin on here. Pumpkin was this shade here. And we are just going to come all the way across instead of going back and forth because I got wrinkles. And so I don't want the brush to get stuck. And so this is what we're doing. So that looks nice. I really do. So thank you, my official Troll Ken, for this palette. And this was my introduction to the brand. It really was. And I was like, oh, these are nice. But I haven't purchased anything since. I'm not really into monochromatic 4-pan palettes, and they seem to be that way. I think if she did like an all shimmer palette, because people are like, oh, the shimmers, the shimmers, the shimmers, the shimmers. I think if she did an all shimmer palette, they would eat that up. And people do eat up her stuff anyway. But I think on a wider scale in the indie world, with all the different dual chromes and multi-chromes, I think people would really eat that up. This is nice. This is nice. So we have used all, I stuck my finger in it. We've used all of these shades here, and we've used these 3. So we've used 8 shades for this look. I'm getting notifications on my phone, and I've been posting a lot on my community tab of looks, not looks, what am I trying to say? We're going to use green from Inglot. This is number 86. And I was thinking Memorial Day weekend was next weekend. Next Saturday is June 1st. And so I'm like, why are these places are early with these Memorial Day sales? And I'm like, that's because it's this coming weekend. Today is Tuesday. I really think Deals with Stills is done. And I remember saying if I saw something I thought was a good deal, that I would post it on my community tab. And so I've been doing that. And there's a lot of good sales. Gwen Stefani website, I want to say it was that one. Don't quote me. It's on my community tab. 50% off. MAC is having another sale. They seem to have sales frequently. Some stuff is like 25% off. Who else was it? Milk Makeup was like 25% off. I think MAC might have been 25% off too. And I'm like, y'all know what? You know, we be rushing for that Sephora sale, you know, to get that 20% off if we're Rouge. And when it comes to certain holidays, brand websites have more than that 20% off, and it's for everybody. You don't have to be a certain tier. So that's something to consider and think about, which would have been a good addition to one of my beauty budget update videos. But I do say, you know, do check brand websites in those videos. But I'm just like, man. And Ulta is still having, as of today, May 21st. I feel weird talking about this. When you see it, it'll be like mid-June. But just something for you to keep in the back of your mind for when a holiday is coming up. I'm waiting for Sigma to have a sale that includes the soft collection brushes. I keep changing, excuse me for smacking, which ones I wanted, because I thought I wanted 2 more of the foundation ones. But I'm really liking this one, which is a cheek brush. It says Precision Powder. I'm really liking this one for foundation. And so what I did was, and the one I used today was this one from Ulta. So what I did was I needed a certain amount for free shipping for Amazon, which is only, you know, $35 for free shipping. And so I purchased 2 Real Techniques brushes that are this shape. And I think that I will like them because I like this Real Techniques foundation brush. But I like the angle because I can get right under my eye. I can get into the corners of my nose, you know, that type of thing. And it's easier to get around my brows. Whereas a rounded brush, I have to be more careful getting around my brows. And I won't be able to get as close to my brows, you know, blending out the foundation. And so I'm going to wash those today. If they were near me, I would show them to you. I can't, no, I can't reach that far without hurting myself. This look, Yeah, yo, I need to do a beauty face off because these shadows, these shimmers are looking like lethal stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use this one more time only, because when I used it last night for the live stream, which is when we did the palette bingo with Martine Cosmetics 669 and Natasha Denona Xenon palette, all around this edge was crusty and dry, and I used a lipstick applicator and like chunks were just like coming off, and I'm just like, why is this doing that? Like, I don't remember any other mascara doing that. Like, even when it starts to get dry, when you're trying to apply it, it's not dried and caked up around the top of the component, you know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, and I have been using it for at least a month now, and I'm still not seeing a difference. And I know I say this every time I use this. They say after 42 days of use, you should have noticeable length in your lashes. And it's been about a month I've been using it almost every day. So it hasn't been 42 days, but it's been, I'll say at least 25 days, because it's 30 days in a month or 31 days in a month. So maybe more than that, because I do a look almost every day. So almost 30 days, we'll just say. And I'm not seeing a difference. And so even though I don't look for a lot in the mascara, I do like when I put it on, I can tell that there's a difference. And so I'm ready to move on. I just hit up here. And I also noticed with this brush, maybe because it's fluffier or wider, larger is the word, than the other foundation brushes I use, I tend to like hit up here. And when I'm doing pictures, I'm like, what's that? Some black marks. Like right here, it'll transfer. And it's not that my lashes are even super long. It's just something with this formula. But I don't know. But I'm ready for this to be over. And I keep saying I am going to use it for the 42 days to see. But if it's been like a month, that's only 12 more days. You know what I mean? But I'm not seeing I'm not seeing a difference in my lash length. So you know what? This will be in the review video. I'm going to bring this back up again. It's not going to be like faves or fails, because most of my stuff are my faves. You know what I might do? Oh, I don't know about that. Do a PR ranking. Well, not ranking, but review stuff I received in PR. That might not be good. I think I'm gonna just leave this alone. I'm not even gonna do another video. So if you do watch my videos, you know how I feel about it. I am gonna use it a few more times. But I'm not seeing a difference. And what I'm looking for is over here. These lashes are longer than this side, but yeah, so these you can see they're more defined, but this side is still so that is that. What else do we need to do? We need to wipe off some chapstick. I don't know. Excuse me. I am such a rude troll. Excuse me. Oh gosh. I haven't eaten or drank anything in a while, so I don't know what's happening. I am hungry though. I took some sauce out the freezer and I have it in the containers, and I have it sitting inside another container with cold water in it to thaw it, so I can have some pasta. And then later today I'll make this would be too bright if I did the Fenty, not the Fenty, the House Labs red. That would be fire. That would set it off. You know what? We're going to be sensible and do my perfect nude, or just use a gloss. I'm really wanting to do another radical declutter. Like seriously, y'all. And y'all going to think I'm freaking nuts. And that's why I was using this again, because I just wanted to see. But I really like this palette though. I'm looking through my glosses because we're going to put this on. Ooh. This is Cookie Jar that was gifted to me from Grace. Do I want to put on a brown lip liner with this? Yes. No. Yes. So we're going to put on Club Hopper. This is NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. They don't make the Suede Matte Lip Liners anymore. Now they're just called something else. But this is the color of it right there. My hand is not the same shade as my face. Not at all. So we're just going to... And I seldom use lip liners. But Cookie Jar, the color of it, it's like I do want something extra. I'm trying to cover up my lip line. And my lip line is crooked. This is my lip line. Because where I didn't do my lip, you see where it's a little pink right there? My lips are crooked. And when I use a dark lipstick or line my lips on my lip line, it just accentuates that it's crooked. But that is my natural lip line. And my top lip is not symmetrical either. This side is thinner, I believe. We'll see after I line it. So I am on the line. Much respect to people who always use lip liners. Because this is just work I don't really want to do. Excuse me for smacking. Because like shadow, put the brush in it, put it on. Liquid lipstick, just put it on. The atomic shaker, shake it up and then put it on. But like all of this right here, like this takes longer than doing my upper lash line eyeliner. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, first world problems when you complain about how long it takes to put on lip liner. Too much. I am just too much. So this is my natural lip line. And so you see how asymmetrical my lips are. Here's a question for this video. Do you always use a lip liner? Like always. Some people, they always. Do you always? I'm wondering if I should fill it in and then put this on, because this is a color. The cream ones are colors. And I don't want the line to look harsh. It'll be like an 80s lip look. I did wipe some off inside. Oh, that's pretty. I think before, and I am going over the line, I think before I put the lip liner on afterwards, and it was very stark. But putting it on first and then putting this over the line, it softens it, but you still have a little bit of depth on the lip line, I think, if that makes sense. I'm gonna turn it over to the other side. Going along the lip line and going inside on the lip. Ooh, and I'm going on the line with the tip of this wand to try and tone that down, blend it out. I like this. And I don't even mind. You can still see the liner on the top some. Do I want to do a little bit more? I do, but I don't, because I don't want to mess it up. Oh, this is pretty. And of course, this wants to slide everywhere because it's wet from the gloss. I really like this. Oh, I'm gonna definitely do that again. I'm gonna wipe this off before I put that away. So this is our finished look, y'all. We're going into our pictures. Thank you for bearing with me when I do that. And I'm going to take the sleeve. Hopefully the sleeve is not reflective, to do our thumbnail. And it is a little reflective. Let's do it like this. Okay, get the glares off. And hold the thing straight. Yes, this is what it takes for me to do thumbnails. And no shadow across my face. But try not to have a shadow across my face. Thank you very much for that. Let me know about the lip liner thing. Do you always use a lip liner? Do you have this palette? And if so, what do you think about it? And what do you think of this look? And we are going to do a beauty face-off. We're definitely going to do a beauty face-off. So those are the questions for this video. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, join, subscribe. There's always a lot of information down below. And thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.